Morning. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so this is round two. I'm not sure if anybody saw round one. I don't know what happened, but I'm somewhat technologically savvy and sometimes I'm not. So this time I was not. So anyway, I came on here. Happy Wednesday. Say hello. I was talking about the comparison to a ceiling fan and the type of work I do. So sounds weird, right? It is. So let me tell you, I've lived in this house now for 4.5 years, almost 5 years. We moved in 2017, the end of 2017. And when we first moved in, we installed a bunch of ceiling fans. We live in Las Vegas. We need air circulating around here. It gets really hot in the summer. For some reason, this room I'm in, we did not put a ceiling fan in. I don't remember why. It was weird, but we didn't do it, which also meant that I don't have light in this room. We have one lamp over by the door. That really doesn't do much. I have a ring light in front of me so that you guys can see me better. See, you see me better. That's good. And then I have the window over here. So what happens is in the winter that when I'm working here, I actually have to stop working early because I lose light. And so around like 3 o'clock, based on the way the house is facing, based on where the window is, all these factors, I usually have to leave this room around 3 o'clock. I go downstairs to have more light if I want to keep working on my computer. And I just make myself comfy at the kitchen table, usually on the couch where I'm, typing away, making a blog post or figuring out, like answering questions and things like that. So we finally have a ceiling fan with light in this room, and I am so happy. And we hired somebody to do it. And he came yesterday. So the whole reason that it got done was because the ceiling fan in our master bedroom broke. And so that happened on Saturday, I think. And so we have a handyman, actually the guy who installed all the ceiling fans when we first moved in. His name's Steve. He's a great guy. And so I called him up and I was like, hey, I have 2 fans that need to be installed. Well, one's broken and one needs to be installed. So when can you come? And he said, well, let me know when you want me there. So I just said, is Tuesday too soon? Is Tuesday too soon? He goes, nope, great, I'll be there at 3. And I said, okay, awesome. He showed up at 2:45. He goes and looks at the fan in the master bedroom, and he's like, I think I can fix this. It looks like da 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 da. And obviously he said actual words, but I didn't really know what he was talking about. He said certain things were loose and this was there and blah, blah, blah. And okay, please fix it. If not, there's a fan downstairs and you can replace it. And so he fixed it. That was awesome. And then he grabbed the other fan. So I bought 2 fans, one in case we had to replace this master bedroom one, and then the one for in here. So he brought it up, he starts pulling apart everything, and he grabs this bag, he goes, oh, that's extra, you don't need that, and here's this thing that will be for blah blah blah, and if you want a remote, you can use a remote. Oh, there's no remote in here, great, you'll just use the light switch, the switches on the wall. And he's talking to me through this whole thing, and he's getting up on the ladder and he's putting this thing up and he's pulling wires down from the ceiling, and he's doing it so quickly. 20 minutes later, he's done. He's like, here's the chain to the light. I took that one off because you'll just control it there. The chain for the speed of the fan is still on there. You can control it from the wall switch on and off. And I'm done. And I was like, great. How much do I owe you? He was like, $90 for everything. Great, perfect. Let me get out my checkbook. I'll write you a check. And I was talking to somebody and they were like, $90 for like 30 minutes of work? And I said, yeah, that was awesome. And they're like, I wouldn't pay that. Why? To me, that was a bargain. Because A, he figured out how to fix the fan. I didn't need to replace it. So now I get to send the $100 fan back to Home Depot. He also knew exactly how to do it. He knew which parts were extra and I didn't need. He just threw those out. He knew exactly which wires to pull down in the ceiling. Obviously, you just pull the group down, but they're different colors. He knew which one went to which switch. He knew that I wasn't going to need the pull chain for the light because I'll just control it from the wall. And he didn't even pull out the instruction manual. If I had done that myself, I'm not that handy. I would not have been able to install the ceiling fan. My husband would have had to do it. Royal doesn't have time for that. He could have done it. He is very handy, but he runs his own business. He has other stuff that he wants to do. He doesn't want to come home from work. He doesn't want to come home from work and have to do that. He wants to come home and eat dinner and watch TV or watch basketball. Favorite thing, watch basketball. Come home and watch basketball and decompress from the whole day. If we had done that ourselves, it would have taken half of a Saturday. It would have been 5 hours of Googling and YouTubing and looking at the instructions, figuring out which way the fan needed to go, and does this part go here, and do you have that, and can you hold this here? It would have been 5 or 6 hours. And Steve could do it in 30 minutes. It was awesome. I'm not paying $90 for 30 minutes of work. I'm paying him for the 45 years of experience. He probably has more. He admits he's an older guy and has been doing this for a long time. I'm paying for the 45 years of experience he has to be able to get that done in 30 minutes. So I didn't have to go to Google. I didn't have to go to YouTube. I didn't have to waste a Saturday figuring out how to do all of these different things. And I transition that to what I do. I have years of experience doing the exercises because I've exercised my whole life. And then I finished with my degree 10 years ago as a physical therapist, went on to become a personal trainer and a nutrition coach. So I have those years of experience to be able to say, nope, don't do that exercise for that knee pain. I bet that's going to flare up. Of course, sometimes I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I get it wrong sometimes, but I can take my experience and I can guess which exercises are going to flare someone up and why, and what to do instead. So then they can progress to that other thing. You can't do squats. Squats hurt. I bet they do, especially if you have an arthritic knee. Here, do this instead for this amount of time. This pain's okay. That pain means that it was too much. And then here's a meal that's tasty, doesn't have refined sugar, doesn't have the bad fats. This will help prevent inflammation from setting in. You don't need to go to Pinterest and figure out, oh, that meal looks good. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Oh, this recipe actually has X, Y, and Z in it. Now I have to go find a substitute because I don't have that X, Y, and Z in my house. Or we don't like that. What can I replace instead? So now I took all of my years of experience of trial and error of those things, and I've made, I know which breads taste good with less sugar. I know which ones are going to go quick, which ones need to actually set and rise and all of that, or, which pizza crust that I can just pull out of the freezer. So all of these different things, it just made me think like, let's get somebody so we don't have to Google all of this all by ourselves. Let's talk to somebody who's been doing it for years. So I did that with my ceiling fan. I hired Steve. He got it done in like 20, 30 minutes. That was perfect. I didn't need to Google. I didn't need to YouTube. I didn't need to waste all of that time and energy trying to figure it out because I flat out didn't want to. And then I wasn't ever going to get my ceiling fan if that was what was holding me back. So on that note, I am going live today at 1 p.m. Pacific. So that's in just over 2 hours from now. It's 10:41 in the morning where I am in Las Vegas. I'm going live at 1 p.m. I'll be live for an hour answering your questions to whoever shows up live and talking about why all the things you've been trying haven't worked and the exact things to do instead. So I've taken my years of experience of what things don't work for our osteoarthritic knees, meniscus problem knees, chronic knee pain ongoing for years, even though you did the surgery, even though you take the pills, even though you got the cortisone injections, tell you which exercises to do instead of the squats and the lunges because they hurt knees. And then do what exactly you should do instead. So I hope to see you guys live. I'm very excited. I will be going live at 1 o'clock sharp. For anybody who can't make it live, there will be a replay. It goes out either later today or tomorrow morning. All depends on how long the recording takes to upload into YouTube. Sometimes it takes a really long time. Sometimes it goes quick. I don't know if it's my internet. I don't know if it's uploading to YouTube. Just, so many people are doing it. Whatever the reason, it's either tonight or tomorrow morning, straight to your email inbox. So I will put the link to register so that you guys can stop trying to figure it out yourself and wasting all of the hours going on Pinterest and Google and YouTube, trying to figure out, come join me live to hear exactly what you should be doing instead. All right, great. I will talk to you guys soon.